Alright, today I'm going to show you how to replace the fuel pump assembly on a 2000 Ford Expedition. First thing you want to do is disconnect your battery. Here's the part you're going to need. Alright, I disconnected the filler neck hose and as many hoses as I can, which was not many. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dropping the tank. It's a 1/2 inch bolt. Got my socket and extensions. Now the important thing is this tank is about 10 gallons in, which is about 80 pounds worth of weight, plus the tank itself. So you're going to need to have something to support it. If you were in a fancy shop, you would have a special, like a transmission stand, jack stand thingamajig. It would lower it gently. We don't have that, but we have coolers. So a cooler will be placed underneath it once I get the last bolt out. So I'm just dropping this last bolt, and then we'll carefully see if I can reach up there and disconnect whatever I can, because we do not want to pull those lines out of place and ruin anything. Alright, now let's drop down a little bit. We can get to these top lines. As you can see, one's just like a pressure connection right there. I'm going to just get some pliers on that. That's a pipe clamp. There's a plug up there I need to undo, and so on. But once I get that one right there loose, there's going to be more movement to it, and I'll be able to drop it down a little bit more maybe. You're going to need a fuel line disconnect tool like this. This is size E, this is size F. Open it, plink it in there, give it a good couple what fours. One more connection. Get off of there, you There you go. Okay, the gas tank is free. Alright, before we open the gas tank, it's important to clean out off the outside so no dirt falls in once you've removed the big locking ring. And so yeah. So there's a specialty tool you can buy which costs about $30–40, or you can take a giant 9-inch C-clamp and clamp it on there. Just turn this giant lock ring. Should have a giant O-ring underneath this, but they give you an extra one. Keep the giant lock ring, obviously. The only thing we're going to need to save from this, I believe this is a pressure gauge. We're going to need to save this for the next assembly. If you look, there's a way you turn it to where then it'll come out easier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to safely dispose of the gas, and then I'm going to squirt the tank out. I know what you're thinking. Don't mix gas and water. You know, how are you going to get that out? Well, we got a hot day. I'm going to hose it out real good, and then I'm going to flip the tank over and let the sun evaporate any water left in it. You want to get any sediment, anything out as best you can. It's been sun drying for about an hour and a half now. We're going to flip it over, and this is a non-lint cloth, kind of like a shop rag. And we're going to put our hands in there and make sure it's dried real well, and make sure there's no water or moisture left in there. Okay, the tank is completely dry at this point. And so what we're going to do now is I put the O-ring on, and you want your hands as clean as possible for this. You don't want to get any residue. And now notice these tabs, they line up to marks here, and so that's how it sits in with the lines pointing that way. I remember that when I took the old one out. And so I removed the, I think it's a pressure gauge from the old one, because you'll need this sensor, and I washed it. Alright, so it is installed. The little thing is installed. It just fits in there and you turn it right. It has instructions on it, so that's easy. I'm be pulling these little tabs off, and the gas lines will just plug right in there. They're easy to put on, hard to take off, and the electrical connection just plugs right in to the old one. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I'm be pulling these little tabs off, and the gas lines will just plug right in there. They're easy to put on, hard to take off, and the electrical connection just plugs right in to the old one. Everything else is pretty straightforward, but I'm going to get underneath there and start hammering away. Alright, I got the front environmental hose or vent hose plugged in, or pressure hose, whatever. I want to show you guys how easy it is to install the quick release gas lines. As you can see, you just click, it's on. Now you move the safety thing. Alright, my 3 connections have been made. The 2 fuel ones, a vent cap down here, and the electrical connection is 4. And so I got 2 left to do, and I can't do them until I raise the tank up. So I'm going to use a spacer underneath the tank. It's sitting on a cooler. I'm going to use that pallet. All the hoses are attached, and now it's time for the straps. I'm going to start off the back one first. All the brackets are in, it's installed. Now we're ready to prime the system, put some gas in it. Alright, put about 4 gallons of gas in it. Started.